On today's episode, we're going to be diving in on how to get an EIN from the IRS. Let's dive in. Hey, and welcome back to another episode of the Believe in Self podcast. My name is Greg, and thank you for joining us today. If this is your first time here, please go hit that subscribe button. And if you're a longtime viewer of the channel, welcome back. So today is another episode in the series on how to start a business. So we're going to be going over how to get an EIN, what is an EIN, and what is the function of having an EIN. So before we go and get an EIN, we're going to talk about what is the purpose of having an EIN and how is it used. So in order to learn that, we have to go over to the IRS website. So we went to the IRS website, irs.gov, and this is where you can get your EIN from. So before we do that, we're going to go down here and then we're going to click on apply for EIN because this can give us more information on what is our EIN number. So right here, it says the purpose of an EIN, which stands for an employer identification number, are issued for the purposes of tax administration and are not intended for participation in any activities such as tax lien, auctions, or sales and lotteries. So when you get your EIN number, it's the same as having a social security number. So when you go to the bank or you go to a car lot or whatever type of business purposes you're using this number for, they're able to identify you in the national system so they can see whether or not you're a nonprofit, you're an LLC, you're a corporation. So that's what the EIN number is for. Every single nonprofit has one. Every single corporation that is in trade and commerce has an EIN number. So there are 3 different ways for you to get an EIN. The first is electronically, the way we're going to do today. The second is by filling out an application, and it's called the SS4. You fill that out, and then you submit that to the IRS, either fax, or you can mail it, or you can actually call them on the phone and get an EIN that way. And then they'll send you out the paperwork. So those are the 3 different ways that you can actually get an EIN. So for today, we're going to be doing it the digital way because it's real quick and easy. All right, so once we scroll back up, we're going to click apply online now. This is some important information here that you may want to read. If you have any questions, you can also call the IRS as well, just in case whatever questions you may have is not answered on here. So we're going to click on begin application. So now you have to figure out what best type of corporation formation fits your business. So you have a sole proprietor here. So that's someone who include individuals who are in business for themselves and household employers. You have a partnership. So if it's yourself and somebody else, or your company and another company, a corporation, they give you the examples here: an S corp, a personal service corporation, real estate, investment, trust. You have an LLC, which most commonly people do. You have estates, you have trust, and then they have a whole bunch of other things here. All right, so for today, we're going to be going and getting an LLC. So we're going to click on that. All this stuff, like I said, is private information. So now on this screen here is asking, do you own any type of like highway vehicles, like dump trucks or anything over a certain amount of pounds? So we're going to say no here. Are you involved in gambling or wagering? You're going to say no. Does your business need to file a 720 or a quarterly excise tax? You need to click on that and see what that says if you're not familiar with that. Or I'm going to say no. Does your business sell or manufacture alcohol, tobacco, or firearms? Nope. And do you have or do you expect to have any employees who will receive W-2 forms in the next 12 months? I'm going to say no. Continue. So we're going to go down here. We're going to look and see what category does our business fall into. So depending on what you're trying to do, you have to click one of these. All right, now this part is very important. When you get to this last page, it's going to ask you 2 options of how you want to receive your EIN number. Do you want to receive it by mail, which it'll take 4 weeks for you to get it, or do you want to receive a digital copy? I always tell people to click on receive letter online. So once you've received the letter online, it's going to download it. Now, this is a one and done process. Once you get this, it's going to be very difficult to get another copy of this letter because it's going to tell you all the tax information that you need to know. All right, so I'm going to click on that. So now right here, it says, congratulations, your EIN has been successfully assigned. This is your EIN number up here. And then it tells you the legal name of the business. And then it says important. The confirmation letter below is your official IRS notice that contains important information regarding your EIN. You click on this, it's going to open it up in a completely different page. And this will have all of your tax information. It tells you when you need to file your proper documents, if you have any type of exemptions, things of that nature. So these pages are very important. You want to make sure that you review this information, because if you don't review this information and you lose this, it's going to be very difficult to replace this form. All right. So what I like to do is I like to print out a copy of this form. So I have a nice solid hard copy of this. Now, once I printed out a copy, I like to come here and I like to download. I'm just going to put this in my believe file, or I'm just going to put in my downloads for now until I have a chance to save it properly. And I hit save. And once you go back to this page to close this out, you just hit continue. And then this is just some additional information that you may need. Again, I highly advise you to go click on this form here, the 8832, and go look on that form, read it, and make sure that you have the proper information that you need and you have the proper election for your company. All right, you're gonna hit continue again, and that's it. All right, so I've shown you what an EIN number is used for. I showed you how to get an EIN number, and I showed you 2 other additional ways that you may be able to get an EIN. So we're kind of winding down on this series on how to start a business. Getting an EIN is very important, and it's a very pivotal step in you moving forward and progressing in your journey on becoming an entrepreneur and starting a business. Now, that EIN number that you just got, you're not going to give that out to people unless you're trying to do business with them, or they're asking for like a W-9, you're submitting a W-9, things of that nature. Things can happen, just like your social security number. Someone can steal the identification of the business. If you found this video to be of value to you, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, like it, share it with 2 people, leave a comment down below and let me know what you want to see. And I appreciate you guys for watching us today. I'll see you later. Peace.